I have a problem, and it lives in a little black box with Boss written on it. This is some of my DS-1 collection, and what I'm trying to figure out in this video is, do all Boss DS-1s sound the same? I have a 1979 version 1, a 1983 version 1, a 1998 version 2, a 2006 version 3, a DS-1 4A, the 40th anniversary edition from 2017, the Wazacraft DS-1w from 2022, this year, and also a version 5 from 2022. This is brand new. In this video, I'm going to do a massive DS-1 shootout. The way I'm going to do this is not to play all 7 pedals and twist knobs, because that is going to take far too much time. I'm going to do knockout rounds. So the first thing I'll do is select the 2 version 1s, the version 1 Japan from 1979, the silver screw, ooh, and the version 1 1983 from Japan, the black screw, and see if those two sound the same. Then I'll add the version 2 to the mix and see if those two sound the same. And then versions... I don't know how this video is going to go, but enough guffly waffle from me. I'm going to start the shootout with these 2 pedals to see if there's any difference between the V1 1983 and the V1 1979. Let's throw them on my battle board and see if there's any sonic difference. First up, the gear. This is my Fender Kurt Cobain signature Jaguar, which should give you some indication as to what sort of music I'm going to be playing in this video. That is running into my pedal board. Now, to make it fair, I'm using this looper. So the guitar's coming in here to the looper and running out there to the amp. And when I engage loop 2, that means that 1983 DS-1 is engaged. And when I engage loop 3, 1979 DS-1 is engaged. And then I'm running that to the Fender Deluxe Reverb into my Harley Benton Vintage V30 cab. You're hearing it through the Captor X from 2 Notes and a mic. I'm going to mix something together so it sounds as close as I can get to what I hear in the room. All right, here's some clean tone. Now this guitar is super high output, so it is super loud. First thing I want to do is level the pedals to make sure that the pedals are the same level as each other and hopefully the same level as the clean style. Let's go 1983 first. Firstly, it sounds phenomenal. Right, let's make sure they're the same. So, 83. The 83 is louder than the 79, so let's back off the 83 a little bit. There's more bottom end coming from the 83. I think that's darn close at the moment. No, there's definitely more brightness coming from... Okay, the 83 is brightest. Let's bring that tone up. Right, I wanted this video to go like this. Oh, here's the 83 and here's the 79. They sound exactly the same. Let's move on to the next version. So far, the 83 sounds beefier, sounds fuller, and the 79 sounds a bit duller. Now, I'm not stupid enough to say that that's because one's better than the other or one's a different circuit. It can also be tolerances in the parts. The pots, for example, can be 10% different. You know, some pot tolerances are up to 10%. So I can have that at max, and it would be 100%, and then have that at max. But because the pots are different, that might actually only be at 90%. So that's just an example of things that could be different. So just because I've got the knobs in a different place doesn't mean that the pedals are not set the same. I hope this is clear. So generally with pedals, you set them all the same, like everything at 12, for example. That does not mean that they're going to be set the same internally. It just means the knobs look the same. I felt like I was on my soapbox for a minute. Anyway, I'm going to skip through this a little bit so I don't bore you with too much detail. I'm trying to get something that sounds the same from these two pedals. That's fuzzier, right? At one point or another, I was going to turn both pedals on, even if it was by accident. I'm not even sure that sounds good. We'll find out later on. Okay, so we're doing sort of... I mean, the distortion's not even anywhere near top. I'm having so much fun, I'm finding it hard to do the comparison. Right, this one's more muffled, the 79. And there's compression going on, so let's bring that distortion down a little bit. I will be more, what's the word? I will be more efficient as the video goes on. I'm just finding DS-1 tones at the moment and having fun. These two pedals sound very different. Let's max the distortion on both and see what happens. Right, I'm finished. I've come to a decision. The 83 is full and fat and fuzzy and clear. The 79 is not as full, but somehow also not as clear. So in the spirit of, if I were to buy one pedal, my heart would want to buy the 79 because it's older, and that makes sense, and it's a silver screw and therefore worth more. But I think the 83 sounds better. Can that be? Okay, I'm going to move on. For me, the 83 is the better pedal, so let's now put the 83 up against a version 2. So here we have the 1998 version 2 DS1 when I was 17 years old. This is René. This is the pedal that I go to most when I want a DS1 sound. So it might be the fact that it's a name or it reminds me of being in the 90s, but this is the one, the DS1 that I use most often when going to DS1 sounds. Right, let's test it as it is. The 83 again is giving more top end without letting some of the bottom go through. The 83 is still my favorite. It still sounds thicker, but clearer. Beefier, but nicer. I wonder if it's just because this one is special. What is it? The 98 doesn't sound bad. That is my René. That is the one that I normally go for. But suddenly, that version 1 from 83 Japan sounds so much better to my ears. Let's scoop that tone and see what happens. There's more top end coming from this 98. Let's just see if the more bottom end coming from the 83. I'm getting confused with numbers. The version 1 and version 2, I'm going to call them now. So, version 2. There is a difference, but not much down there. I don't know if that's useful because not many people would use the DS1 with the tone all the way down. Let's just do gain all the way down with tone roughly in the middle. The 83 still sounds better to my ears. Okay, this is turning into a pedal versus the 83. I'm really interested to know what's going to happen when we get to the Wazacraft. I am time-stamping this, of course. If you want to skip ahead, you can. But if you want to see me squirm in the middle of it, then please continue to watch the whole video. I'm going to change over now from the version 2 to the version 3. Now we have the version 3 from 2006 up against the 83 version 1. Set them roughly the same. That doesn't mean they sound the same, they just look the same. Let's hear the 2006 first. Right, this is interesting. To my ears, the 2006 sounds the same as the 83, but the 2006 is clearer without losing that bottom end. This could be better. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm not sure I've got the volumes right on these. Right, to my ears, that sounds the same. The 2006 version 3 sounds the same as the 83 version 1. It doesn't mean that the other ones are worse. My goodness. I actually think that the Japanese version 1 1979 sounds a lot like the version 2 from 1998. This has turned into a long video with the same crappy riffs, but I hope it gets you an answer if you're into DS1s and thinking about buying a DS1. Do you need the Wazacraft or not? So, let's keep the let's keep the 83 and switch out the 2006 version 3 for the brand new version 5 from 2022. This is going to be interesting. This is the one that I haven't plugged in yet. I have not yet played the SMD Boss DS-1. So I'm excited. I lost it for a moment in a sea of distortion. Yeah, that is the 2022 version 5. Goodness, if I can't even stay focused, how are you supposed to? Right, roughly back to the same. I'm so excited, I cannot contain it. Visually, that looks roughly the same. No, it doesn't. There we go. That doesn't mean that it sounds the same. That's a good starting point. So, 83. don't know if you can tell from the looks on my face, or the lack of look on my face, but it sounds the same. The 83 version 1 sounds the same as the 2022. This one cost me this one cost me 300 euros. This one has cost me 70 euros. Let's see if that's I've got that one setting that sounds the same. Let's see if it sweeps the same. So let's put that tone down and that tone down and see what happens. Again, just because they look the same doesn't mean they sound the same. So. Right, with the tone down, the 2002 is still a little brighter, but the 1983 is too dull. So I would actually prefer the 2002 right now. I'm going against all the things that you are meant to believe. The old is good. Currently, 2002 is gooder. Alright, I stand by it. At that setting, they sound the same. Let's push them all to the max. This is going to be nasty and horrible, but is it the same? Ooh. No, now I prefer the 83. Let's back that off just a little bit. There is not much in it. Let's max the distortion. I can't be having the SMD disgusting machine-made thing the same as something that was built in the 80s, the greatest birth generation of ever. Alright, I'm going to call it because I have to move on to the next pedal, but I think the 83 is slightly better, but only slightly, and there is almost zero reason not to buy the brand new one, which is crazy. There's a sort of spitty quality that the 83 has that the DS-1 from 2022 doesn't have. And it just seems to be, maybe it's deterioration of parts, but there's a more fuzzy fullness ever so slightly than this one. But the difference is so minimal, it is shocking. Right, the last comparison, I guess. I'm keeping with the 83, it's my favourite, but I'm switching that out for the 40th anniversary black one, and then we'll get to the Wazacraft. Okay, this is the DS-1 4A, limited edition, black 40th anniversary Boss distortion. I admit I've only plugged this in once ever before, so this is kind of the first time I plugged this one in as well, because I always choose René, and now, and honestly I'm keeping this one because it's a limited edition collector's thing. You know, you never know. Could be worth something unless someone debunks how crap it is in a video, like now, for example. So let's hear DS-1 4A. That was weird. That started off, I mean, just have a look, hang on. That's how different they are set, and to me that's the most similar sound I can get. Hang on. However, there's a clarity coming through from the version 1 that I'm not getting from the 40th anniversary. To get that clearer, I need to boost the tone, which makes it slightly thinner. I think the DS-1 40th anniversary is not my favourite version. I don't think it sounds as good. I think it looks badass. I mean, we haven't even talked about looks, but that looks... it looks wonderful. Not as classic as the orange, which is one of the big reasons I love orange. This is the DS-1 pedal, but that does look phenomenal. However, looks are not everything, as my mum tells me. She never tells me that, actually. She's a beautiful woman, so therefore she appreciates beauty. Anyway, there's really not much in it, is there? There is like a gnat's testicle, I believe is the expression. That's what's between these two pedals. All right. Finally, I get to try the DS-1w, the Wazacraft version, and tell you that if I think it is the king of all DS-1s, because quite rightly, it should be. But is it? Let's find out. Finally, this is the new pedal, therefore better, right? Who knows? Right, let's push that to about there and push that there. Now, what's weird is that I've already decided that the stock Boss DS-1 from 2022, the SMD version, the cheap one, sounds almost as good as the 83, my favourite, so there's really not much in it. And if I was going into a shop and having to buy a DS-1, I would absolutely be happy buying that SMD version, which is a huge welcome thought. But the question is, do we spend that extra moolah on a DS-1w? So let's find out. Stop nattering. That sounds pretty close. No, that 83 sounds fuller. Is it more distortion? There's more compression happening on this one. That's what's happening. The 83 is grabbing that signal and bringing it down. The Wazacraft's not doing that. Still think I prefer the 83 in that mode, but what the 83 doesn't have is a custom mode, which we can get by flipping that switch there, which now puts the Wazacraft in custom mode. It was in stock mode, which is what S stands for. Now we've got another setting. And honestly, I need to check what that setting does. I know that it gives you more signal, so I think it gets an extra 6 decibels of boost. Andy can't get into a box. Open a box, Andy. What's in the box? Owner's manual. To obtain the owner's manual, enter the... Oh, you got to go on the internet. No! Right, okay, so the custom mode brings a thick mid-focus tone for fatter cut. And the level availability is increased by 6 dB. So I was right. So we've got 6 decibels more in this custom mode, and it's more mid-focused. So first, let's just play the DS-1w and see how that sticks stock versus custom. That's louder. That is 6 decibels louder. That's considerably louder. So I'm now going to have to back off the level. And I don't know really what I'm testing right now because it's now in a custom, more mid-focused mode. But I guess a good test would be, can I get the same tone that I'm getting for this custom mode? Can I get that from this 83? I think the DS-1w sounds better than the 83 in the custom mode set like that. With those settings, there's more clarity and fullness from the Wazacraft than there is from the 83. And I really didn't want to say that because that makes this video a, wow, isn't the DS-1w great?
which honestly it's hard for me to stomach, because then it's like, new pedal, great, new pedal is better, newer is better. I don't like saying stuff like that, but on that setting it really is. Screw it, let's do them both together. All right, let's swoop some stuff, I guess. I hope you're gaining something from this video, because I'm having a whale of a time just playing around. I put it back in stock mode. That means I've got to push the volume back up. And let's see if it sounds the same as my ex-favorite. Beware, beware, I've pushed the tone to the maximum on a Boss DS-1. I think the Wazacraft is my favorite so far. Okay, I need to come to some sort of conclusion, and quickly. Before I do, let's just do gain max on the DS-1w, see what that sounds like. Still the same, if not better. The DS-1w has topped my list now. That is a surprise. Please trust me that I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to get you to go to my affiliate link and buy a DS-1w now. Well, I am, but because I think it's the best, not because I want to, dupe you. I don't want to dupe you. Let's just put it into custom mode and swoop that gain, see what happens. It's fantastic. I guess one final thing, I should put the Wazacraft up against the 2002. So I'm finally going to kick this 83 off the board. Finally. But that came mighty close to being the best pedal out of all of these. Well done, little 1983, but let's test you against the brand new boy. Right, so the purpose of this is to put new Wazacraft against new normal, which I don't know if it's the same, but it could be. Let's start off somewhere sensible. Let's put them in the middle and see if they're the same, with the level at the top, of course, or near the top. Again, there's a clarity and a fullness coming from the Wazacraft version that isn't coming from the stock version. Let's see if I can just boost the tone on that stock version just to compensate. So there's the tone slightly boosted or slightly higher than the tone on the Wazacraft. So now the version 5, the most up-to-date of the DS1s, this sounds to my ears as clear as the Wazacraft version, but the Wazacraft version retains this fullness and this body that you lose by giving this more tone on the version 5. Again, I hate myself. Oh no, I don't hate myself for doing this. I like myself because I can give you an honest and thorough opinion. And my honest and thorough opinion is that if you want to get a DS1, you should go and buy the €70 or $70 this one. Just go and buy it. However, if you want to buy something that is even better than that, get the DS-1w, which I guess is why it exists. You could go and spend $50 on no year, don't know what it is DS1, but in my opinion, the best sounding pedal out of this was the 83 until I plugged in the DS-1w. And the one that comes second, or third I guess, so DS-1w, 83, and then the brand new 2022 one. So if you like that 83 but can't spring for whatever that is, the made in Japan, get the 2022. Why not? I've really, really enjoyed this video. This has been a real blast for me, playing dodgy riffs and bum notes, but really, really exploring the differences and wondering now if I actually need all these pedals. Okay, you've reached this far in the video. This must be a long video. So because you've reached it this far, you are a member of the End of the Video Club. And to prove that you are a member of the club, all you have to do is when you leave a comment telling me your favorite DS1, also include the phrase, "Andy, that's too many DS1s." And that'll let me know that you watched this part, and it'll give me a giggle and possibly give me the kick up the bum I need to sell some of these pedals. So check out my Reverb store, I guess. Thank you for sticking with me. I've had a real good time making this video. I now know that the DS-1w is the pedal for me. I wish it weren't. I really wish it weren't the case. I really wish I could say it was, the standard one, but the DS-1w tops it. You have to decide whether it's worth the extra money or not. Okay, if you liked this guitar, by the way, which I do very much, there's a video over there all about it. So go and watch that, and I'll see you over there. Bye-bye!